guys, this is Brandi here, sweet on Brandi, you know. This is my first video, well, my first official video. I've obviously done a few before, it just never made it to the platform. So here I am again, and hopefully this one will. But I'm coming to you today because we are in the holiday season, which means we're almost ready to start a new year. And for me, the new year will be my 30th. And so it's a lot. Like I'm actually happy that I'm stepping into a new decade, because hopefully that decade will be a lot of implementation and execution from the things that I have learned in my 20s. But these last few years, what's the saying? They got hands, like hands beyond hands. Like from 27 to my current age of 29, it has been, you know, it has been trying, okay, the least to say. So I'm here to pretty much just share my experiences. Now, the premise of my channel is pretty much to have you explore with me. Sweet on Brandi is a play on my name. Obviously my name is Brandi, but sweet in the way that I spell it is like a luxury sweet or something of that nature. But as we also know, sweet means, like, you know, sweet on somebody, you know, you like somebody your type or whatever. So it's a play on words, but it is more of an indication towards my traveling experiences, because I ain't gonna lie, I prefer sweet, you feel me? Like, I mean, they call me bougie or whatever, and I'm really not. I just like to be as comfortable when I travel. So a sweet is you can't beat it. Now, I like deals, so I don't be getting like the $500 a night sweets, but nonetheless, that's where the little name pun comes from. So however, this video, since it's my first video, I'm just gonna go ahead and go through a few things about myself, as well as where I am at in my life, because as I said, I'm 29, and I'm 2 months away from my 30th birthday. And though it may be scary, like I said, my late 20s more specifically, didn't have so much hands, and I'm like, baby girl, I'm ready to try a new decade. Like, it has to be better. It has to be something more. And so I know you guys are like, why you introduce yourself like this to us? And it's because I want you to feel comfortable with me. Like, I want you to get the authentic me, because at the end of the day, like, obviously you're going to see me in different forms, I should say, along this journey. And so I don't want you to be introduced to me in my enhanced form, because I feel like it does not allow for realistic bad days. So today, it's a gloomy day outside. I don't know if you guys can see. Hecka gloomy. Like, I live in the Bay Area. The sun has not been out for 2 days. So you feel me? That's how my mood has been. I've just been absorbing a lot of knowledge and looking at a lot of videos and things of that nature. So I muster up the courage to come to you guys in my most humble form. You feel me? Robe and all. I took my shower and all that, so don't worry about that. But no makeup on, no hair on, my beanie on, because I'm braided back like Meek Mill, because you know I've been wearing wigs. So therefore, this is our introduction. I'll let you come into my humble abode, and you know what I mean? It's just time to get to know me. So yeah, one thing that I definitely want to touch bases on about my transition in my late 20s into my 30s is knowing when to let go. So I feel like I've always had a difficult time with this, not even regarding romantic relationships, more so friendships. Because when I was younger, I feel like that's what I dealt with more so than romantic relationships. But obviously, as I got older and it crept into my relationships and it crept into my work ethic and things that I wanted to do, I had to learn how to cope with it or undo certain things or undo certain attachments, because obviously it wasn't healthy, honestly. Like, that's the only way I can say it. It just was not healthy, whether it was a friendship or a relationship romantically, or something that like you didn't want to feel like a quitter in doing. And then so in that, like, it's a lot, because at my age I feel like you're at the spot where it's like you're supposed to have your stuff together, and you also still young enough to still be figuring it out. And for me, just a little bit of background, like I have always worked up until last year, when I had took time off from my job to take care of my mother. And basically I transitioned into not working because my job would not work with me in regards to taking off that time for my mother. And so by the time that I was ready to go back to work, honestly, it was this. Yeah, y'all see how the economy is. And so it just has not been favorable in that sense. But in a sense, I am appreciative, because it has allowed me to surrender to a lot of things. It has allowed me to think through a lot of things. It has allowed me to be still. Like, I've honestly never been still as an adult. Like, I always had something to do. Like, either it was school, work, or both. It was never just, oh, okay, well, you can chill. Like, I always say to people, like, I'm upset that as an adult I don't got no summer vacation, because who said who told y'all that we didn't need a reset either, like a hard reset? You know how summer is. Don't nobody want to go to work during summer. So this year I was actually able to enjoy my summer, which is very rare, if almost not possible. Like, obviously you may take a vacation a week or two, but it's never to the extent that like you actually get to enjoy your whole summer. So I was very, very appreciative of that, because I traveled, went to concerts, I had a good time with my friends, just everything. And in the midst of all this, financially, I was struggling in a sense, but God continuously provided. So like, even now, like, I'm struggling in a sense, but God has continuously provided for me. It may not be in a way that I think it should be done, because you know me, I like a big but tomorrow. But again, working on letting things go to allow new things in is like very much a stepping stone of my late 20s. Like, I used to hold on to things so much that it's like understanding that letting things go sometimes allows new things to come in, or allows things to reinvent themselves when they come back to you. So with that, I feel like, I mean, it's cliche because you hear it so often and people say it, and it really does not stick until it sticks. Like, I'm a firm believer, like, I don't necessarily do motivational. I don't necessarily do, like, I don't know, like, self-help. And I read them and I listen to them and I entertain them, but the idea of it, like, that somebody speaking could automatically make you snap out of your state of depression, or like you're overthinking, like, it's just, and you know, that's my unpopular opinion to say the least. So for me, like, it's so many things that happened to me in this year, like my home being broken into by somebody that I grew up with, or I was set up, I should say, by somebody that I grew up with, that I lived with, to like romantic situations not going how I wanted to, people ghosting me. That's one thing that I just, like, I can't do the ghosting. Like, that hurts my feelings, seriously. But all of that, like, and at the end of the day, like, I've also been, I feel like, in a depressive state where I usually would be more motivated or have more of a routine, but in the year since I have not worked, I was a lot more lackadaisical because all I had to do was kind of care for my mom. So like, you know, once she was taken care of or whatever, it was not time or whatever. So routine started slipping, and then again when that happened, as far as my living situation, because I live back home with my mom now, but before I lived with a roommate again that I grew up with. So once that happened, like, I didn't really realize how traumatic it was until I started going to therapy. Like I swear, like when they say therapy does like allow you to see certain things about yourself that you didn't really understand or didn't really comprehend, like the way that I was moving about or feeling, a lot of it I feel like was heavily triggered in that instance, because I feel like things happen to you when you least expect it by the people that you least expect. And so as an adult, I think I had gotten used to things happening to me like that, but not by somebody that close, like, if that makes sense. But yeah, so it took me a while to get over that. Like, and even now to this day, I'm not over it. I don't really speak about it or whatever, because I feel like the proof is in the pudding. Maybe one day I'll go ahead and go down the actual list of the shit that happened, because it's honestly like, it's giving Lifetime movie or something like that, like for real. And so yeah, so once I started like enjoying my summer or whatever, I decided to make a business, and this is where I'm at now, because I still have my business. However, I don't know if I went into business with the right intentions, like, or into this specific business with the right intentions. So I'm struggling with it because I don't know if this is something that I can be good at, or if I want to even try to be good at. Like, is it really an industry that I would like to be in? Because I have tried networking, and I have tried to reach out for a mentor like multiple times, which for me is a big deal, because previously I'm like a person that feels like I could do everything myself. And I'm really trying to implement asking others for help or asking others for assistance and guidance, and not feeling like, oh, well, I can figure it out by myself. Because even though I can't figure out a lot of things by myself, certain people have a level of experience and expertise that it would take me years to gain. So sometimes, you know, having a mentor can be a shortcut. And so that was something that I was definitely interested in. However, my experience with reaching out to people and people never following through or any of that has made me feel somewhat jaded. Not totally, because again, I study business, so I do understand it's business at the end of the day. But sometimes it still makes you feel like, you feel me? Like, and because I wasn't truly invested in it, or I haven't been truly invested in it, I don't know where I projected to go. So I'm still trying not to give up, for the simple fact of, again, not wanting to feel like a failure. So I'm stuck in between, like, do I let go of this and lose this money behind it, because I self-funded it? No sugar daddies or nothing like that. So do I let something go that honestly I was proud when I started making the steps and doing the things that I needed to do in order to get my business like started, and then slowly but surely, like, everything that I was trying to do, and I don't say I want it to be easy, but it's just like when you actually put in effort and you don't see anything come from anything. And, you know, I think even with a level of consistency, like trying to build up to a level of consistency, but never fully succeeding while you're trying to build up a level of consistency, not feeling stronger in it, not feeling more educated in it. And so again, that's why I reached out to possibly entertain the idea of a mentor, or just coming aboard somebody else's train for free. Like, for me, I understand, you feel me, people don't always like to do like internship. I never did any of that when I was younger. Like, I went straight into working for money. So like, my thing is now, I need to take advantage of things that I did not, or that I was shy to do when I was younger, and I understand that. But the reception of it, or the fact that nothing has like fell through for me, is kind of a little bit disenchanting about the whole situation. So that's to be continued on that subject, because again, like I said, I'm not sure if I want to keep my business. I don't want to give up. It has not been like a year, and I think that that's my thing, is like, there's so many avenues, and it may be another avenue that I'm trying to learn right now, because obviously I'm trying to learn other ways to use my business without having to do the direct type of business that it is. And so I'm still doing things like that, so I don't want to give up, because I feel like there is a way to use this in another way that I feel more comfortable with, that I can excel in. So for the most part, again, learning when to let go, learning when to press forward. So with my business, I want to press forward because it's a discipline thing. Like, I need discipline in that sense. I always said that I never wanted to work a full-time job, got out of college and worked a full-time job. And so ever since then, it's been like normal. But I literally used to tell my mom that all the time when I went to school and worked. I was like, oh no, this is enough. Like 40 hours, this is enough. And then after school, that's exactly what I went and did. So for me now, I'm trying to implement the things that I say that I want, so it is aligned with me personally, and also just put in additional effort that I may not have done when I was younger, because I was very shy when I was younger. I was very, again, do it myself type of energy, fearful, allowed fear to determine a lot of things a lot of my decisions. Even now, I allow it to determine a lot of my decisions. So trying to grow out of that, trying to push forward through failures. So again, even with a business, like if it happens to fail, I should not take that personal, because other people's businesses fail all the time and they move on to the next venture. So trying to understand that and learn that is like a thin line, but I digress. Like I'm trying my best, and so this is just like, a small glimpse of, who I am, what's been going on, and yeah, hopefully like in the future, in the future, we'll be not discussing as heavy topics, because I feel like this is kind of a heavy topic, like getting to know me or whatever. But again, we want to say that because it will be a mix. So it'll be some positive things, obviously, traveling vlogs, clothing, outfits of the day, makeup, hair. I do all of it too. For me, I should have started doing this, but I'm here now. So, and I'm trying to be present, and I hope I'm here to stay, or I am here to stay. And so I hope you'll follow me along this journey. And also stay tuned, because I am having a big celebration for my 30th. It's actually, we're traveling, so you feel me? Me and a few of my friends, stay tuned for that, because I definitely will be getting updates for that, because I've never celebrated me, and so 2023 we celebrating me. And so yeah, obviously I'm gonna have you guys come along for the journey, and so stay tuned, and I'll let y'all know.